Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unit 14 Garage. I'm at a point now to where I'm almost through taking away metal from the cab, and at a point to where I'm going to start adding some structure back to it. I've got a little piece of flat bar that I'm going to bend and mold to the floor pan of my truck, and either rivet or use riv nuts and 1/4 20 bolts to attach it to the floor pan. That way it's removable. Haven't made up my mind just yet exactly how I'm going to attach it, but let me show you what I got going on. So I'm going to take this 4-foot piece of 1/8 inch by 2 flat bar, and I'm going to bend it and mold it to the contour of the floor pan right through here, and then down here to the floorboard along where my fingers running up under it. And more than likely going to rivet it to the floor, but I'm still deciding on whether I'm going to do that or I'm going to use riv nuts and bolts to attach it. Anyway, I'm going to get started on that. I've already got the center of my material marked out, which it's in pencil, so you probably can't see it. Well, there it is, right about there. Yeah, that's it. And once I get the first couple bends in and start getting it fitted, I'll come back and show you what I've got going on. And just like any plan, constantly changing as you go along. So instead of starting to bend that piece of metal right off the top, I decided to make a couple of relief cuts, one here and then one just on the other side of it, same spot, in order to make this transition from here down to the bottom of the floor pan a little bit smoother across the transmission tunnel. And yeah, I've also got this piece marked out 4.5 inches on each side, which this opening from point A to point B is approximately 9 inches depending on how much flex you put in this. So I'm fixing to get the first bends in it and see where everything lands from there. So after it was all said and done, this is the piece that I come up with, and that's as close as I could get to match the contour of the transmission tunnel and the floor pan right across there. So I attempted to install it from the top side, and I know there's a lot of you out there that would have got a good laugh out of that struggle, trying to see me twist and contort and move this piece around in every possible way to go through the hole in the floor pan. However, that's never going to work. So I got the bright idea to slip it over the tail of the transmission. I'm going to have to remove the shifter, but it's going to go in really smooth that way. Anyhow, I'm going to get that shifter removed and get that piece fitted in and see how it looks. Alright, after a little bit of coercion, I have that spot where it's going to, or that piece where it's going to go. In a few minutes, I'm going to start drilling some holes and putting in some clecos for now until I figure out exactly how I'm going to attach it. Clecos will keep it in place and secure it until I decide if I'm gonna use rivets or the the riv nuts, which here's the installation tool for the riv nuts, and here are the threaded inserts for the riv nuts. Let's see, focus. Anyway, they're kind of like a rivet, and the camera's not going to cooperate with me right now. Oh, where are you going? See, I hope y'all can see that pretty good. But anyway, the inside of it's threaded, and then this part right here is knurled in one direction. And when it crushes, it pinches against the metal. It creates like a little lip similar to the one on the top side right here, and holds it in place, and it gives you a threaded insert for holes that you can't see the bottom of. There it goes, it's focusing now. See if I can show you that inside of it. There you go. And that thread pitch on that one's 1/4 20, so very common bolt. Anyway, I'm prepared to do that or put standard rivets in it, but still haven't quite made up my mind. I might even use a combination of the two. So I'm about done for the day. I've got all the holes drilled that I'm going to in the floorboard. I do need to do a layout and drill some holes up through here to get that part of it secure, because this is still loose. Same thing on the other side. I am going to come back either tomorrow or maybe sometime through the week or next weekend and make a piece that comes up the center, and it's going to go up enough to clear the distributor, and it's going to attach right here on this little lip. And I am going to use riv nuts for that part of it. That way it's removable. That way I can get my distributor in and out if necessary with the engine still in it. The last thing I'm going to do after I clean up this mess is I am going to install the radiator and its mount. That way I can start get ready to cut in the hoses for it. And before I'm actually going to use rivets for this part, but it's going to have to come out one more time because I am going to paint it before I reinstall it. And it's going to be a permanent fixture in here. Hopefully it doesn't make it too much of a headache to remove and install the engine and transmission, because I like to do that at the same time versus putting a lot of stress on my motor mounts. Anyway, yeah, I'll get another little clip in for you once I get the radiator installed and go from there. Alright, got the radiator installed, and it's nice looking at it like this. Just another small piece of my puzzle complete. Man, I can't wait to drive it. So close, yet so many small tasks away before I first start. And then a drive shaft, a steering column, and plumbing up the brakes before a test drive. And then from there it's wiring and tightening up any other loose ends and working out any bugs that may appear. See, I got my seats and their bracket just set in place, not even in the right spot, just set down in here to keep them out of the weather. It's gonna be a tight squeeze, passenger side and driver side. Didn't build it for comfort though. This go around is just a test run with the dry sump oil system, and then from there it's all out performance. And anything that may come around that wants to try to test me, give them a run for their money. Maybe either that or stare at taillights going down the road, or strip or circuit, whatever it might be. Anyway, this concludes my video. If you watched it, you liked it, please subscribe. And for those of you who have already subscribed and been hanging on for a little while, thank you. Y'all have a good night or a good morning. Bye.